Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Maddie here, and today we have a gameplay video, a deck showcase. Finally, doing some gameplay here for Pokemon Pocket. Ranked battles have not been out for a couple of weeks, right? So all we've had is tournament play, and I haven't done a lot of gameplay videos here on the channel, but today we're going to be showcasing a new version of Mega Lopunny. Mega Lopunny, I think in my mind, is sort of the best overall new Mega Pokemon to come out in Crimson Blaze. It's seen a lot of play early on this season, but kind of dipped down a little bit. Early on, people were playing it with Lucario or Hitmonchan EX and a couple of other different variants. This version of Mega Lopunny has been seeing quite a bit of play in online tournaments recently and has one of the highest average win rates out of any of the decks so far this season. And this is going to be a pretty simple build with, of course, 2 Baniri, 2 Mega Lopunny, 2 Hitmontop here. And this is the Hitmontop here with Piercing Spin, which will do 20 to the active, 20 to the bench. It's actually a really, really strong card. And then just 1 Cleffa with Twinkly Call, which is going to help us find a random Pokemon from our deck and put it into our hand. Just kind of a consistency card here for Cleffa. And yeah, very simple deck. The entire, strategy here is to kind of put a little bit of damage on the board with Hitmontop or, find our Pokemon with Cleffa. That's what we're going to do early in the game, and then sweep through our opponent with Mega Lopunny, allowing us with, of course, double Cyrus to determine which Pokemon we would like to focus on, and then double Will in the deck to guarantee we're hitting for at least some big damage with Mega Lopunny. For those that don't know about Mega Lopunny, it's a very interesting card. It only does 90 damage per head that you flip with a coin, and you flip 2 coins, so you can deal 0 damage, 90 damage, or 180 damage for only 2 fighting energies, 190 HP. But you are guaranteed to confuse your opponent, which is sort of a really big deal and is one of the biggest strengths of Mega Lopunny. So I wanted to highlight this deck because I think that out of any of the new decks right now, this is the one that I would prefer to play. Charizard is okay. Venusaur is pretty okay for sure. But when you take a look at the overall grand scope of the metagame, I think some of these lightning type decks that are going to be countering Suicune are going to be a little bit more common. So this is the deck that I have my eye on. Plus I have this Rainbow Rare Mega Lopunny, which is pretty cool. So that's sort of the deck profile, guys. Let's hop right into it. Before we do that though, you got to go register for this weekend's tournament, PMPT number 15. We have $300 in the prize pool. It's going to be an awesome tournament. I would definitely recommend that you guys go and play. And I believe it's the last tournament before ranked battles do begin. So if you're going to be participating in this ranked season, this is your last opportunity to play in a tournament, I guess, without any ranked battles in the way. So go ahead and go and register. Link down in the description below. Yeah, so the other thing here with this deck is that or I guess with this video, is that we don't have like ranked or the emblem event battles. So we will just be doing like complete random battle ladder here, which is always a little bit of a mixed bag in terms of the decks that we go up against. I got to select my deck, so let's go ahead and select this Lopunny deck here that we built. I didn't actually customize the decks or anything. I just built in. We got right into the video, but let's get into the gameplay. We'll play a couple of games. We'll see how it goes here. It's a pretty straightforward deck list, but something like this is going to be a little bit more casual. We will be going live on YouTube tonight for some viewer battles. The holiday season made it so our schedules were a little bit complicated. We weren't really able to go live very often. And I'll also try and be live, I believe, for the Sunday cast for the tournament this weekend, which is going to be very fun. But definitely tune in to the live stream tonight over on YouTube and on Twitch. We are going first and leading Hitmontop. Mega Lopunny is definitely a card in a Pokemon that would rather go second, just because we're not playing any extra energy acceleration or anything like that. So most of the time it is kind of preferred for us to go second just to be ahead on the energy curve. But yeah, man, Hitmontop, 80 HP, 20 to the active, 20 to the bench. It's actually a very, very strong Pokemon, and it's going to deal double damage to Oricorio with weakness. And it looks like we're playing Suicune on the random ladder. Who's playing Suicune in random battles? I don't know. Clearly this person is, which is pretty funny. And we're going to lead off with Lycian. I think the first thing that we're going to do here is just play Lycian. Now, we have to be a little bit careful when we're playing against Suicune, because those Greninja pings are going to be, a little bit troublesome, I would say, in most scenarios. I'm not going to bench this Cleffa yet. In fact, we will definitely want to limit the amount of Pokemon we bench in general, just because we are playing against Suicune, of course, right? Which isn't super ideal. Yeah. Plibster here is who we're going up against. So he's going second, leading Suicune, probably an ideal or more of an ideal situation for him than it will be for us. But if he doesn't bench a Froakie this turn, or, doesn't get that turn 2 Greninja out, then, we can kind of just, I guess, hedge our bets here and attach an energy to the Baniri. Yeah, and he's going to pass his turn here. Okay. All right, this is all totally fine, I think, for us here. So I'm going to go ahead. I'll commit the energy to Baniri. I will evolve into Mega Lopunny here, just because, our Hitmontop could get possibly just sort of knocked out next turn. Now, the other question is, would I rather research here or would I rather copycat? Honestly, I don't think any of the other cards in my hand are that useful. I'm just going to copycat to get, 6 new cards and potentially draw into our red card in the deck, because this sort of, there it is. Look at that. Perfect. And we have Will. So sort of the perfect storm here. All of the cards that we definitely kind of wanted to pull here. I'm going to red card him 100%. You know, he still can't KO our Hitmontop. What he's going to need is like a full bench in order to do it. If I had a basic Pokemon, I might just sort of bench it to allow him to KO Hitmontop, honestly. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and do this. Now, Hitmontop has a retreat cost of 2, which is a bit of a limiting factor for Hitmontop. But when it's in the active, it's likely just going to stay there in the active spot. We would rather him actually KO us here than not. But even if he doesn't KO us, it's really not like the end of the world. The red card hopefully sticks, and we stop him from getting Greninja out in the next couple of turns. He did play a Pokeball, so we don't know what basic that's going to be. And he also has research off the red card. Okay. So a quick little draw 3. It's going to end up being a draw 4, actually, because he'll end his turn with Legendary Pulse. Does get the Froakie down, which is unfortunate. We don't love seeing the Froakie there. 4 cards in hand, so, you know, we're a little bit scared of the Greninja for sure, but we do have a Will. The second Suicune comes down as well, so that's going to be 60 damage here off the Suicune, likely dodging the KO. Yeah, okay. So we're not going to be getting KO'd, which isn't, like, super ideal, right? But, you know, not the end of the world here. We attached a Lopunny just in case, you know, that did happen. And now, I think what we can do here is just commit an energy to the Hitmontop. I think I am probably going to... well, we can hold the potion, I guess, just for maybe the following turn. We're going to want Will here. Yeah, so we'll have Will and Cyrus as well for next turn, which is pretty cool. So yeah, let's just Piercing Spin. I am going to hit the Froakie because I would rather bring this up into a Greninja next turn if need be. Yeah, I think we're just going to do 20 to the active Suicune, 20 to the Froakie. Now, the damage numbers are a little bit awkward, right? Because even if we flip 1 heads with Lopunny, we're not, you know, KOing the Suicune, which isn't, like, super ideal. So if we see a Greninja Cyrus this turn, our Lopunny could take some pretty big damage, which obviously would not be super ideal, but it's not going to take that much damage from the Suicune. And we could also Potion and maybe Revenge KO, right? So we got to be a little bit lucky. You know, that's what Lopunny's all about. It's definitely more of an RNG deck than some of the other decks in the game, which is okay. You know, I mean, not every deck is... you know, completely independent from RNG, and we get copycatted. Wow, okay. So a really big copycat from our opponent. Our entire hand is non-playable cards, so we couldn't really avoid that. And this is why you play copycat in Suicune. 1 copycat in Suicune, I think, is definitely really good because he has only 7 cards in deck. So even the playing field there, very likely that we do see the Greninja this turn. However, no Cyrus this turn, so that is definitely going to be pretty okay. Now, he can ping the Hitmontop with the Greninja and then force Lopunny to come in. That wouldn't be ideal, right? But, you know, again, he'd only be hitting for a total of 60 damage or so. So, you know, it's not that bad, realistically. Well, all we're going to have to do here is get a little bit lucky on a coin flip. And we do have double Will in hand to kind of, you know, help that happen, right? So he's going to ping the Hitmontop, of course. Why wouldn't he? He's going to, you know, KO it there, take 1 prize. Again, you know, now Mega Lopunny is just solo in the active spot, and this Suicune's not going to ever be able to deal, like, that much damage to us. Only 40 unless he benches a 3rd Pokemon, and even if he does that at 60, we have Potion to heal another 20. Maybe we pop the Whale, get a little bit lucky on a coin flip, and can KO here. That's really the goal here, right? We also have Confusion to hope that sticks. So let's ride this out and see what we can do here. That extra 20 from Greninja will probably matter at some point, but let's do this. I'm going to play the Pokeball this turn, even though I'm not going to play it this turn. It's another Hitmontop. We'll do this. We'll Potion up. We'll go back to 170. This should still allow us to live 2 attacks, hopefully. And now we'll just play the Will, and hopefully, you know, we can make things happen here. And yeah, you know, it's one of those things. When you're playing Mega Lopunny, it really is just sort of out of your hands. The first one's always going to be a heads. The second one is a tails. Unfortunate. Okay, so we couldn't get the 50-50, which means that we're going to now have to rely on an additional 50-50, being, of course, the Confusion here, which is always a little bit scary, right? It's always a little bit tough, for sure. We're going to guarantee to get hit for 20 here. He's probably going to have another basic as well. Yeah, I mean, back-to-back Wills here. I mean, this whole game is going to come down to whether or not we can get, you know, heads on one of these coin flips eventually, right? Because we'll live an attack this turn, because he can hit for 80. Well, if he's got to break through Confusion, right? And then Breakthrough Confusion again, basically. So there's nothing else we can do here, quite frankly. But 80 damage times 2 will not be enough to KO us, right? Because it's only 160. So unless he's playing like a Red or a Giovanni, you know, he's never going to be able to actually 2-hit KO us, and we just should have the opportunity to win at least twice. He's actually going to retreat into this Suicune. I guess why not, right? Because he's got the, you know, the HP to do so, which means this turn we're probably going to, well, we got to think about this now. Because if we play Will, oh, we get Marsed. Okay. Mars to 3 We have double Cyrus. Yeah, okay. So here's the thing, Cyrus and Will. So if we play Will, it's another 50-50 to just KO the active, but he's got 0 energies on board. You know, and to me, that's like always probably the better play. Whereas if we do KO this weekend, we can kind of guarantee, you know, the win this turn. Because we could potentially bring up the Suicune and KO it without having to play the Will. But then that leaves him with an attacker on the following turn. Not only that, but you know, we don't have confusion as a factor, and also. What is it? Also, he probably has another basic Pokemon to bench to get back up to 60 damage, and we're at 90 HP. So honestly, I think we just play Will again, and we just ride with it, honestly, because this is the only Pokemon with energy that can attack next turn. So we're just gonna do it again. That's all this really comes down to. The first one will be heads, and now it's a coin flip here, and it's tails again. Okay, Lopunny here definitely does not want us to win this game, at least. You know what I mean? We failed back-to-back double coin flips with Will, which is tough, right? So it's really a 50-50 chance. But he's confused. Again, he's confused, and, you know, as long as he doesn't break through confusion this turn, we should be able to just win the game. I mean, we've already failed double coin flips, and, well, did he retreat last time through confusion? I think he did, right? He didn't even flip the coin. So, yeah, man, it's you can imagine how this deck, you know, theoretically, would have the potential to win most scenarios. Well, now that I'm actually realizing it, because on the following turn, he's going to be able to hit for 80, which is with Greninja, which is actually a little bit unfortunate. So we actually just get KO'd on the following turn no matter what. There's really nothing we can do about this, other than maybe benching a Hitmontop and then going into it, but then we're just going to lose to Cyrus. So, all right, okay. I guess there just wasn't, maybe there wasn't a world where we could have won. I think we just needed to at least get one of those 2 previous coin flips. He flips heads anyway, so, all right. Okay. All right, you know what? It is what it is. I don't know. I don't think we could have done anything else, honestly. Like, we had 4 different RNG factors to potentially work that game, and none of them worked for us. So, hey, we'll take the L on this first game. There's nothing we can do. We went first. We failed double coin flips and the confusion coin flip. I don't know what else to tell you guys, okay? There's RNG to this Lopunny, okay? And that's the inherent nature of Lopunny. You know, there's nothing you can do. If we went second, we would have got that first attack off potentially. So it would have been maybe a little different, but yeah, man. I mean, that's an unfortunate game. I'm gonna leave that in the video. You know, I don't try to pick and choose the gameplay, because, like, obviously there's some games where we're just gonna flip heads and just storm through our opponents, but some games are gonna flip tails, and it's okay. It's totally fine. We're highlighting the reality of this deck, which is that, you know, sometimes, you know, the RNG is not in your factor. I mean, we attacked twice with Will both times and didn't KO either time. We are going second this turn with Baniri here in the active, and it looks like we're going up against a Hitmonlee, which coincidentally is just going to be able to KO our Baniri this turn or next turn, which is very, very terrifying. Not something we want to deal with at all. And it looks like this is going to be a Rampardos deck. We're playing Yama, which is pretty cool. Let's see what we get here off this draw. It's a Cyrus. That's not going to be that useful. But anyway, we're going to have to Pokeball and hopefully find something here. And it is a Hitmontop, which is cool. And we have the X speed in hand, which is nice. So let's do this. We have to retreat because this Hitmonlee specifically that does 30 to the active is going to hit us for weakness and actually just sort of KO us. Now, what's also tough here is that we are taking Rocky Helmet damage by doing this, but at least we are getting some damage off here on the Fossil, and we're allowing us to draw a couple more cards over the next few turns, right? So he's only hitting for 30. We can actually afford a couple more turns to be in the active, unless he has like a Sabrina in hand, which would be obviously very unfortunate. He's just going to immediately go turn 2 Rare Candy into Rampardos. So, okay. We're not getting extremely lucky in today's video, apparently. And there's the Cleffa, which we will probably have to utilize, I would imagine. Let's attach here. I'm actually just going to Cyrus this turn because we have another Cyrus in hand. And the reason I'm doing this is that we don't take Rocky Helmet damage, and if he does KO us with Rampardos, he's gonna take more damage. So I would rather him do that with Rampardos. Yeah, I mean, at this point, we're just sort of hoping to draw into a Lopunny. That's literally all we can do. We do have double research and Copycat in the deck. Our opponent's going to Copycat our 2-card hand. But we can go into Cleffa next turn and basically have a pretty good chance of just finding Lopunny, which is the reason why we play Cleffa, because honestly, just trading a prize card to find our Lopunny eventually is going to be like somewhat fine, I think, in most scenarios. Again, we do lose to a Sabrina, probably. And also, we could just whiff off this Cleffa, too. Like, there's no guarantee that we actually do find a Lopunny. We have 1 Baniri and 1 Hitmontop left in our deck with 2 Mega Lopunnies. That will thin out one of these cards, which is nice. Actually, you know, because this is a Hitmontop, it might actually be worth it for us to just go into this and attack the Rampardos, because if he KOs with Rampardos, then he gets KO'd, and if he attaches and retreats into Hitmonlee, he doesn't KO us. And I think that's actually probably the better play than just letting Cleffa go down, now that I kind of think about it. So I am actually just going to do that, I think. Is that the better play? I don't think Twinkly Calling here is really that relevant. Is it? Would we rather do that? Because like we're going to be able to KO the Hitmonlee. But then I guess we would lose to... And then I guess we would lose to a Sabrina. But you know what? I kind of just want to do that because that's the more aggressive play, and again, there's no guarantee off the Cleffa. So I'm just going to Piercing Spin, actually, and just deal 20 more. So now, again, if he stays in with Rampardos and KOs, Hitmontop, his Rampardos goes down, and then Baneri can actually KO the Hitmonlee. So I like this pressure play here. He does have Repel, which is awesome. So shout out to him having the Repel. We said that if he had Sabrina, or I guess Repel is the same thing. But that is pretty funny that he did end up having it. So he's going to retreat now. He's got to retreat now, rather. Yep. Definitely not a bad play. So, okay, we probably misplayed by him having the Repel there, honestly, because if we used Cleffa, we maybe would have had Mega Lopunny, and then we could have lived in attack there, right? That would have been the more ideal scenario. But yeah, pretty funny regardless. We have to go into Mega Baneri here. Or not Mega Baneri, just Baneri. And it's a potion. Okay. Yeah, rather unfortunate outcome for us here. Double Mega Lopunny in the deck. He has Repel, the one card he needed to here. That's pretty funny. Okay, listen, that's my bad. You know, in hindsight, I did say it. If he had Sabrina or Repel, we lose the game, and he just happened to have it. Because that was the only scenario, but we can still force the tie here, technically. So I guess let's just do that. I love it, though. That's pretty funny. Unless he has another basic, but maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. It's pretty funny, though. I love it. He just has the Repel. The one, I said it, too. I was like, you know, this play is aggressive, and I like it, but if he has Repel, it's obviously not a good play. Or Sabrina, and he just had it. It's all right. I love it. I love playing Pokemon Pocket these days. Mega Lopunny's a fun deck. Hitmontop is actually pretty fun. Let's see, does he have another basic? If he does, then we just lose, obviously. But if not, you know, we'll just take the tie. Oh, he died, of course. Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't he also have a fossil? Okay. All right. No Mega Lopunny. He also has the fossil. He has Repel. You just had every card he needed to there. We played a little bit too aggressive. Like, there was no real reason to do that. We could have just Cleffa'd and had a pretty good chance. We would have had like a 2 out of 3 chance to find a Mega Lopunny, and then we could have just attacked, KO'd, and then lived a hit and would have probably just won the game a little bit more consistently. But if we didn't find Lopunny, we would have lost, right? So that was why I made the other play, was because there's no guarantee that he has a Sabrina or a Repel in his hand. So we did the more aggressive approach there. We kind of just guessed wrong. But hey, I'm having fun regardless, to be fair. This video is not about, you know, winning games. Like, I'm not trying to tell you that Mega Lopunny's like, you know, the best deck in the game, but it is sort of the fighting type card in the game right now. And I think a lot of people have been looking for fighting type to kind of enter back into the metagame. It's been quite some time. Like, I can't really remember the last like truly relevant fighting type deck we had, but it's been a little while. It's definitely been a little while. Maybe it was Garchomp. There was like still Silvally Rampardos for a little bit. Like, that was definitely a card. But yeah, we are playing against Arceus, which is weak to fighting, but it is immune to status conditions, so it's not going to be getting confused, which is funny. But we are going first here. So we're going to go first. Let's draw the Cleffa here off the Pokeball. I guess I'm just going to bench it too. Let's just go full bench here. Because Arceus does damage based around how many Pokemon are on his bench, but not the total amount of Pokemon that are benched, which is pretty cool. Let's do it. Let's lose every single game in this video. I'm going to upload the video regardless, because it doesn't matter to me. Arceus Magnezone. Okay, so his entire deck is weak to fighting. That should bode well for us, but I guess, you know, there's no guarantee that it will, right? Let's go ahead and do this. I'm just going to, I'll probably avoid evolving the Baneri for now. Actually, is there really a reason to? Probably not, right? Because I don't think he's playing any bench damage. We'll just evolve the Lopunny. And then now we'll just start shipping, which is kind of what this deck is supposed to be doing. You know, we've just sort of gone first when the Hitmontop lead both times, but you know, we have Double Will in hand. We're going to start setting up the Lopunny. We'll deal some chip damage, and you know, we're going to be all right. Honestly, we'll be all right, I think. Or we'll just flip tails every time with Lopunny and just never win a game. He does E-Switch. Okay, so, okay, incredible. Incredible plays from our opponent here. To go turn 2 Magnezone, or turn 2 Magneton E-Switch to KO with Arceus. We love that. That's an incredible play from our opponent there. You love to see it. Forcing us now to kind of just stack a Pokemon and attach to Mega Lopunny. Is it just me, or I feel like our opponents are just on another level today? They really are just built different. We do have Will in hand, so I mean, this still is like a fine scenario to be in, because even if he, has Repel or Sabrina or whatever, like our opponent did last turn, we can still afford to let a prize go here. He benches a second Arceus, likely just going to attach to it, and he can go ahead and Volt Charge again with Magneton. But unless he has Sabrina to kind of KO Hitmontop, then we're not going to be in that bad of a position, right? Oh, he actually doubles up on Magneton, which is cool. I'm trying to think here. Yeah, there's the Magnezone. Okay, so we will actually just lose, and he's going to copycat the 4-card hand. Yeah, this is unfortunate because we're going to lose again to like a Repel / Sabrina, which is not great, but it is the truth. Oh, and Oricorio. Okay. Oricorio scares me. Actually, I think we're probably going to lose this game as well because of the E-Switch play and Magnezone and Oricorio being benched this turn. I'm pretty sure we're going to lose. Because even if we KO the Arceus, he's going to go into Magneton, and then, or he could just go into Oricorio, and we don't really have any answer to Oricorio other than to go into Hitmontop, and if we go into Hitmontop, then we get KO'd, right? Now, we do have Cyrus and stuff, so, that is certainly a factor, but yeah. We're going to have to use the Will this turn to guarantee the KO on this Arceus, but, yeah, it's not looking good for us, I'll be honest. We'll bench this, attach here, play the Will, and let it ride. We lose to Sabrina. All right, guarantee the KO here, but, he's going to go into Magnezone here probably, hit for 90, which does not 2-hit KO, coincidentally. Or he could just go into Oricorio, and then we'd have to draw into our Cyrus, which we do have double Cyrus in the deck, right? So that is a factor, for sure. Double Cyrus, we could slot in like a Sabrina in this deck. He goes into Magnezone here. I assume he just has like a Sabrina to win the game, or well, Repel won't work, but Sabrina will work. Play the Sabrina. Oh, he doesn't have it. Okay. He draws the Research. He only has 4 cards in deck, and we have 9, which is not ideal. He Giant Capes. We're going to Will anyway. So, I mean, what we have to do here is break through Mirror Shot, and we have to... yeah, okay. That's great. Okay, perfect. Let's do this. Let's do this. Beautiful. What's the play here, I wonder? I mean, I guess we just have to attack. But the thing is, Mirror Shot here, during your opponent's next turn, if the defending Pokemon tries to use an attack, your opponent flips a coin of heads. So not only are we flipping a bunch of coins anyway, but we also have to break through initially to even deal damage here. But honestly, I think it's still probably worth it for us to just attack. We know he's probably going to have Cyrus on the following turn just because he only has 4 cards in deck. So we got to just do this here and see if we can flip heads. We do. Look at that. All right. Now how much damage are we doing? Oh, Will. Oh, wait. Oh, so Will actually works for that first coin flip. I didn't realize. Okay, that's pretty cool. So Will guaranteed that we could get the attack off, but then we had to kind of flip the next 2 heads without any RNG manipulation following that, which is pretty cool. Double Cyrus in our 8-card deck, by the way. Second Lopunny on the board here. Hopefully he doesn't have means to deal an extra 10 damage. That would be unfortunate. And he is confused now, which is a big deal, actually. And we can retreat into this Lopunny, force him to use a Cyrus. But if he's got to go into like Oricorio here. He probably has a second E-Switch as well. I like Magnezone Arceus. I actually do. I think it's a pretty sound deck. Because the E-Switch, you could go like Turbo Arceus with it, and you're playing Oricorio. Like, this is a strong deck. I do like it. He's actually going to stay in. He flips heads and just hits for 90. Sure. Okay. All right. We don't have a second Will here. Wait, so let me read this. If the defending Pokemon tries to attack. Yeah, so I can just retreat and guarantee to get the attack off, right? That's how this works. Pretty sure. So let's do that. Yeah, no Will, though. The second Will would have been nice. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the way Mirror Shot works is it's an effect on my Pokemon. So we can just retreat, go into other Mega Lopunny, and all we have to do is just flip 1 heads. We have 2 coin flips, and you just need one of them to be heads. And we'll KO here. And if not, he probably has Cyrus and we lose. But anyway, I mean, double tails here would be hilarious. Ah, there we go. Okay. Nice. All right. We got 1. We got one game here against a deck entirely weak to fighting. It's a good thing Oricorio wasn't a factor, but he did go that turn 2 going second E-switch Arceus combo, which was pretty crazy. And that is, you know, a really strong combination realistically. Turbo Arceus has always been good. I like RD Arceus a lot. Shout out to Lopunny. I do like this deck list. I really do. We've yet to go second and lead Hitmontop, which obviously is like the ideal scenario here. We made a couple maybe potentially misplays in this video, but you guys can learn from my mistakes anyway. I never said that the gameplay was going to be all perfect. You know, that's not what it's about. What do you guys think of Crimson Blaze this season? Are you excited for Ranked to come out? I know that it's been a little while. For whatever the reason, you know, we've had like 2 or 3 weeks at the beginning of these seasons when the sets come out before Ranked comes out, and it's a little bit tough, but at least we have all of the tournament series. So shout out to everybody running tournaments. Last game of today's video here. We're going first yet again. What do we lead off with? It's going to be double Hitmontop. We're playing Fire. I'm just going to bench everything here. Just going to bench it all, and hopefully we don't get like turboed again. Because the scenarios of like having to sack like one of our Hitmontops is always unfortunate. You know? But, yeah. Cyrus and Will in hand, and we're playing Blaziken, which is really scary, right? Because he's going second. Yeah, we don't love that. This is hopefully a Cleffa here, so that we could guarantee it's not. Okay. Of course it's not. We'll just pass. Turn 2 Blaziken is going to be very, very scary, because it's just going to absolutely tear through our deck. And, of course, we do not have Lopunny on the board here, but we do have Will, so if we draw into a Lopunny, you know, we'll be all right, I guess. But what we're going to be kind of forced to do here is just commit that energy to the Baneri and hope that we can draw into something sometime soon. Because we don't have the Cleffa. We whiffed that Pokeball. We had a 50-50 chance to get Cleffa off the Pokeball. Would have utilized that if we had the opportunity. But probably Rare Candy Blaziken this turn. So we're just going to commit to the Baneri and then just get KO'd and ride from there. Oh, he doesn't have it. Okay. All good. All good. And there's the Cleffa. So I'm going to bench this now. Now we can attach Hitmontop. Well, do we want to attack? If we attack, we get KO'd, but that's probably fine, isn't it? I'd rather just maybe get some damage off. I don't really think it matters much. You know, I really don't. Because, like, in the head-to-head, like, if we can get the first attack off into him with Mega Lopunny, then we'll be, you know, we'll be fine. Because he can KO us with Pack, like I said, but it's all good. He does red card us, so there goes Will. But, I don't know if I care too much about that. X-Speed's not good. Baneri's not good. Mega Lopunny. Okay. No Will, but we do have Mega Lopunny here. Does he evolve? He doesn't. All right. That's going to be... That's a tough game for our opponent. We still have to flip heads, actually, to KO this thing. But we're going to just do it. We're going to ride. Maybe we top deck the Will here. Nah. Okay. All right. Let's do it. Absolutely send it. Let's see. Oh, he's just going to pass. You know, that's the issue with Blaziken as well. I think a lot of the top decks in the game aren't playing Rare Candy just because it adds a whole combo to your deck that is sort of required. And, you know, unless you have something extremely strong on the back end, you're always going to lose some games just by never drawing that particular combination. And it's unfortunate, you know, but we're playing a very consistent deck relatively. You know, that's the one reason why I like this Mega Lopunny strategy, not playing Lucario and stuff. It's very straightforward and it's very consistent. And I think Lopunny here, with all of the different RNG factors involved with this card inherently, you probably want to play a more consistent version. I lied. Let's play one more game. One more game and then we'll wrap it up here. Okay. I do think, honestly, I think Lopunny has potential. I think it's kind of missing something, like just like one thing or another. I think fighting just needs a little bit more support in terms of like the cards that it has like available to it. Like, you know, Hitmontop is a totally fine, like basic leadoff card. I do like it. We're playing Venusaur now, which is a bit scary. And you know, you can play things like Cleffa or other baby Pokemon, but we don't have any energy acceleration. Like Brock exists, but it's not very good. So, you know, there's limiting cards available. We do draw the Baneri here with Mega Lopunny in hand. I'm probably going to just red card because, like, I assume he's probably playing Copycat and stuff. I'd rather just get these cards out of my hand. We'll deal 20 to this Bulbasaur. But we have a Mega Lopunny that's going to get set up on turn 3. And I think in the head-to-head, we probably should, at least with a Will, if we can draw like 1 or 2 copies of Will, we should just be able to deal with one Venusaur here. The question is, what is he playing with Venusaur? He does get the turn 2 Ivysaur down. So good for him. Good for him. It's another Bulbasaur. And he does have Copycat. Okay. We could have played the X speed just to play it, but it's all right. Yeah, I feel like it's probably worth doing that in a lot of scenarios. It's just playing X speed, because how often are you going to X speed out of Hitmontop? You know, it's probably not worth it to just hold that card in hand throughout most of the game. Indeedee, he's playing Indeedee. Okay, so that is relevant. Okay, so the damage here is going to be nullified, which is tough. That is unfortunate. But there's no guarantee that he has Venusaur in hand. I guess he could have Quick Growth Extract. That is certainly possible. Copycat. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. And we're going to just draw 2 off Copycat to try to get some wills in our hand here. Potentially like a Cyrus or something. Okay, let's do this. Draw a couple more cards there. That potion's not going to be that relevant in this matchup for sure. Professor's Research. I'm just going to bench this other Hitmon top, and we'll hit. Even though this damage is going to be negated, I'd rather just target down their Pokemon and just attack here. And the next turn we'll go into Lopunny. Let's see. I mean, let's see if he has Venusaur. You know, the solo Venusaur in the active with Lily and stuff is very difficult. We have double will in hand. It's going to be tough to get around, no matter what. Now, this Ivysaur can't attack. It can just Synthesis forever. And he does have the Extract. Okay, so he does get the turn 2 Ivysaur and the turn 3 Venusaur. So his deck is doing exactly what his deck wants to do. But again, what this is going to come down to here is whether or not we can just draw or you know, flip heads off of the wills. And we are going to be able to confuse him. But I think our opponent confuses us. Does Venusaur confuse and poison? I think it does. It's kind of a broken card. Yeah, poison and asleep. Wow, okay. So we got to get really lucky here. We are getting the first attack off, and we do draw will, which is pretty, I would say, pretty significant here. Anyway, let's see. We know he's playing Indeedee. He's probably playing Lily as well. So if we just can flip like 2 heads one of these times, we're going to be fine. Okay, all right. Lopunny's not very kind to us today. It's only 90. Only 90 damage, but it is confusion. So, you know, he's got to break through that. Let's see if he also has a healing card like Lily in hand. He does, of course. Okay. So our opponent's got everything going for him this game. If he breaks through this confusion, then that's going to be crazy because there's really nothing we can do. And this healing there, he's at 230 HP. Let's see. Does he flip? He doesn't. Okay, that's relevant. We have one more will in the deck, but you know, no guarantee that we're going to draw it, right? We could bring up that Cyrus, or we could Cyrus up the Indeedee, but we don't want to do that. I'm going to research here to try to get that will going at some point. Still no will. It's sad. And what we can do here is find a Baneri and then maybe get this set up for a second Lopunny. The double Cyrus in hand is not going to be that relevant. What we could do, though, because we have double Cyrus, is actually we could have retreated in Hitmontop and then targeted, you know, the Bulbasaur and then done like a double Cyrus win condition play, but I'd rather just kind of focus on this Mega Venusaur. That's a tails, and that's a heads. Okay. All right. These 90 damage chips really aren't that relevant, but we get another shot to double coin flip here. 6 cards in deck, 1 more will in the deck. It's going to come down to the wire. We have a second Lopunny. We have a will in the deck. We have a Lycia. And what else do we have? I don't even know. Potion, I guess. Okay, here comes the heavy helmet. So now he's actually not getting KO'd by double heads, which is crazy. Absolutely insanity. This Venusaur's tough. It's a tough cookie to crack. Come on. Let's go. Oh, the confusion. The battle of the RNG here. That might have just won us the game. We'll have to see. Oh, and the second will? Yeah, don't mind if I do. I'm just going to play it now, and then we'll Cyrus next turn if we need to. We're doing it, folks. The confusion's working here. Is this the gameplay that you guys expected in 2026? All right. At least we've gone 50-50, but if he plays another Lily here, it's a little bit scary, right? Because actually, I mean, either way, like, we're not even going to be able to KO him next turn, which is hilarious. So, I don't know. We still probably are going to lose here because we've yet to hit for 150, and he's just going to heal up and keep healing. And with Heavy Helmet, he's just taking, like, 0 damage. We're only hitting for 70. We need more confusion. More confusion here. Come on. Oh, okay. All right. Now we're asleep and poisoned, which is really tough. So we have to retreat here, which is obviously not very fortunate. We have to break out of sleep here, and we need to flip double heads. We do. Okay, we're down both wills, though. We are down both wills. Lopunny? Not Lopunny. We can draw into it, though. Force him to have Cyrus. Does Venusaur play Cyrus? There's Lopunny. All right, let's do it. We get another shot, technically. This is hilarious. This is so funny. Okay. We get rid of that poison, which is nice, too. Yeah, we need back-to-back heads. We need the full damage here. No. Oh, my God. All right. All right. It's more chip damage. We get yet another chance here. Yet another chance. If he doesn't Lily, then we can't guarantee a KO with even 1 coin flip if he doesn't have a second healing card here. Second Venusaur comes down, but we do have Cyrus. We're going to have to break out of sleep yet again. because he can just retreat into the other Venusaur here, which is super funny. It's so funny that he's going to be able to manually retreat. But if he does that, we can just Cyrus up and then stall, right? Because he's not going to be able to retreat again. So this actually probably did kind of work out in our favor slightly. Oh, he has Cyrus anyway. Okay. Second Mega Venusaur and Cyrus is absolutely insane. GG to this guy. We just couldn't do it. We didn't flip two heads at all. We played Will twice. We attacked him 4 times. This Venusaur's at 60 HP. There's nothing we could do. There's nothing we could do about it. Even with the double confusion, absolutely broken. He does play Cyrus, actually. Pretty good that he had. I mean, he had second Venusaur to get out of confusion and had Cyrus there. So, GG to Venusaur. I love Venusaur. Also one of my favorites. And I like Mega Lopunny. I really do think that this is, I mean, our luck in this video is horrible, which is probably more entertaining than anything. But I do like this deck. If you're going to play Mega Lopunny, if you're going to play a fighting deck, this is kind of what I would recommend right now. Again, its win rates over the last week or two in tournaments is actually pretty high. It's amongst the highest out of any of the decks currently. This season, it's about a 53 to 54% win rate, which is actually quite high for tournament play. So comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of this. Do you like Mega Lopunny? It's a pretty fun card. The RNG is a little bit crazy, but high roll stuff is always pretty fun. Play it as consistent as possible because the other aspects of Lopunny are going to be a bit of a struggle for sure. But anyway, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Go and register for PMPT number 15. Link down in the description below. And yeah,